You are going
Hard.
for it.
Yeah. Welcome to the Pocket Dimension Live, everybody. Today, in this economy, we're going to sell some fantasy dragon lair real estate.
What?
You know, I can't get over our intro. It is a bop. Like, however long we've had it, it still makes me happy every week.
It's a happy making machine.
It's a happy making
y'all
machine.
walk around your homes just slap?
Yeah.
Or is that just
Well, I definitely do that, but I also, thanks to Jenny D and others, I've been singing "Dragons Are a Girl's Best Friend"
best friends?
incessantly.
Yeah, that is also a bop.
It's actually
Happy
quite
Dragon
clever.
Week. It really is.
Happy
great.
Dragon Week, everybody.
Happy Dragon
Dragon
Week.
Week, everybody.
You know, it's been a big week for all of us.
It has.
It's Dragon
It has.
Week. Andor came out. The Last of Us, episode 2. Skeleton, Ghost's new album dropped today. Y'all,
Ooh.
there's...
And
oh yeah, also, you know, we're live. That's cool. And
ADHD 20's 50th episode.
oh yeah.
Oh, shit. Oh, God. How did
Man.
that happen?
Man,
So
how
many
did that happen?
things.
So many things. Man,
Big
that
week, yeah.
I watched the episode on Monday because of the Patreon drop. Get on our Patreon if you want early releases. And I feel like it's been 4 years since Monday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
It's been a pretty long week.
Whole lot of stuff.
It's been
is.
a long week, and thanks to Big Bro, I'm now singing Dragon Tales, Dragon Tales.
Well, I'll tell you what, you guys. None of these folks know who we are. That's not true. Most of these folks in the chat know who
That's
we are.
true.
But I
But
am Fitz.
I am Matt.
I am AK. We weren't as cute as Fitz was.
No.
And this is
No
the
one
Pocket
can be.
Dimension. Who else? So who's here? We've got
here?
DT. We've got J. Kevin Carrier. We got Big Bro DM. What's up, Rabbit?
Yes.
Daniel Grace.
Oh, Jake Kev is a part of a big, beautiful comic thing that there was some controversy, seriously, on Kickstarter, but that all blew through. Big week
In this
for
economy?
our man.
In this
Yeah.
economy?
So congrats
Yeah.
on that. Can't wait.
Thank you,
Peter
Tales
Gale
from Elsewhere, for starting
Also
that
here.
in this economy, because
Yep.
you're right, the Tina Belcher of it all.
Yep. Louise/Luigi, whatever I feel like calling you day to day.
Yes.
Seth has made it. We missed you last week, Sethy Boo.
Did.
What's up, buddy?
Please.
Yeah, if you're dropping in, first time listener, long time chatter, I don't know. Tell us hi in the chat. We love hearing from you guys.
We do like noise.
Yeah, so Dragon Week, super fun. Well, Monster Week is the big
Right.
thing, and then each week
That's
each year a new baddie is chosen. Last year it was Kraken. This year it's dragons. Crossing my fingers and toes, maybe next year it could be hags or oozes were the two things I saw.
Oh,
Oh,
Yeah,
floating a boot.
Floating
I
a
don't
boot.
know. As far as our Hot or Not episode, 2 weeks ago?
Right?
I'm saying I'd love to see some gelatinous cube love.
Yeah.
Sure, man.
So,
Or Drider love. I mean, let's
so
let's get some Drider love up in this
Drider
house.
love. So special shout out to Pointy Hat and Jenny D for pioneering this amazing collection of content creators here on the YouTubes talking about nerd shit. We love it, and we've loved hanging with everybody. And there's playlists for each day, and so it's just really fun at the top of, whenever you guys have some time, just go to the playlists. They're linked in the descriptions. Click it, and then just let that sweet, sweet, juicy dragon content roll, and meet some new friends.
Mm-hmm.
It's just so kind of them to put this together with the full understanding that, they have done all the hard work to get to this point, but there's so many of us down at this point that they're like, hey, we want to hear from everyone. This is not a not a secular kind of situation, and it's just great human beings in the TTRPG world. Period. But they're a special crew.
I would
minus the gatekeeping, taking some of those barriers down.
Get it out. So we'd love to hear from you in the comments, whether you're live here with us right now, and I see our live chat's already started, or watching this back later. Comment with what your hope for Monster Week is next year.
Yes.
Let's try and influence the system together
Big bro.
from here inside the Pocket Dimension,
Yes.
shall we? Shall we? Well, are we ready to dive into our topic at hand?
Yeah.
Yes.
Yes,
After
but
everybody
serious.
reads.
But I regret it.
Strider love.
It's it's in the
Follow up to
same
Tuscan love.
I was gonna say it's in the same sort of universe collection. Not a sequel, it's just, an extended universe.
Yep.
Yeah, it is. Yeah. Yeah.
I love it.
Further
I'm obsessed with it.
Yeah, me too.
I want to hear what everybody wants. I think I'm voting hags.
I know.
Ooze would be fun too, but I think I want a hag week.
Yeah, that could be fun.
That's what I want.
Yeah. I mean,
Well,
so many.
let's stay present. Let's stay
Okay.
present. Dragon Week.
Yes. I'm so psyched for this.
I know we do.
So earlier this week, we dropped a kind of some ADHD 20 bonus content in the form of mapping the various dragons to your form of ADHD. And people were like, wow, Matt and Allison really came for us.
Yeah, I felt called out. I felt threatened. I felt called out.
Why?
But I also felt seen. I felt threatened
Okay.
and
That
seen.
was the goal. That was the goal, is to help everybody feel seen
know.
and hugged and loved.
Yeah.
So we're following up to that with our Zillow Gone Wild Dragon Lair edition. Did we just kill Matt? Okay,
No,
there
I'm
it
sorry. I
is.
just wanted a little. It was a little dark in here for me. Thank you.
Mood lighting. So that's what we're going to be discussing today on the Pocket Dimension Live, and I just kind of want to set the tone. I needed more to do. I did. My
Sure.
side hustle needed a side hustle.
Right.
Wasn't feeling busy enough. So I have decided, on behalf of my channel mates here, to pioneer the Pocket Dimension Property Group. We find the lair, you bring the horde.
Another thing to fit under the umbrella of the Pocket Dimension. I love it. I love it.
PDP.
The
We
evil
all need to
corporation.
Have you
Yes.
made a TPD, PPTP, PDPG presentation?
I lost you around the fourth P. TPDPG. Thank you, Seth.
Oh my god. Oh my god.
So thankfully, I have my first clients here in the form of my friends. So I, Allison L. Kendrick, your licensed cross-planar real estate broker, have prepared this pitch deck. I have gone out across the dimensions, and I have found 10 astounding properties
Wow.
Yeah.
that I'm here to tell you about
Really?
today.
Great.
Maybe for the future layer of the Pocket Dimension, among other things. Are you
We
ready?
can dream.
Yeah, I'm
We can
ready.
dream.
Yeah, literally
ready.
just only dreaming here, baby.
Only dreaming here. Greetings,
I don't
noble
know.
buyers.
Manifestation, y'all.
Okay, you're right.
Manifestation
You're right. Maybe mortgage rates will be kind soon, and I'll win the lottery. Let's go.
Let's go into the fantasy real estate market. Greetings, noble buyers. Welcome to a once-in-a-lifetime opportunity. Today, I invite you to soar beyond your wildest dreams and into a curated collection of draconic dwellings drawn from across the realms, timelines, and narrative planes. Whether you're seeking lava core luxury, celestial serenity, or beachside bardic charm, our tour today will include the most coveted hordes and habitats this multiverse has to offer. Each layer has been selected for its unique combination of lore, layout, and lethal charm. I have considered your shared interests. Arcane infrastructure, natural light, moral ambiguity, cozy corners, villain layer potential, and found 10 legendary locations ready to be claimed by beings of taste, power, and may I say, impeccable vibes.
Oh,
Now, Matt
Wow.
and Fitz,
Yes.
We're certainly scouting for your personal forever hoard. I get that. And I'd be remiss if I didn't mention the investment potential of some of these properties.
Okay.
These spaces are just begging to be flipped into high-end, short-term planer rentals. Imagine the Lair B&B listings alone. Cozy coastal highways, apocalyptic retreats, lava view luxury. This could be the start of your very own multiverse portfolio.
Wow.
Are you ready to take a journey with me?
I could so you're saying I could make like a full Disney theme hotel out of a lava lair and do like a Mustafarian Airbnb?
That's exactly what I am freaking saying. Fitz. Dream bigger than that even. But yes, you were so on the right path.
Okay. Great.
I'm so ready. I'm even more ready now.
Even more ready now. That's what I wanted to hear. All right. I am ready to whisk you away to our first. I have too many windows open, you guys. I'm ready to whisk you away to our first property. Tiamat's Infernal Fortress.
Oh, okay.
Of Avernus. Avernus in the Nine Hells. Thank you, Forgotten Realms. We begin in Avernus, the scorched first layer of the Nine Hells, where the five-headed goddess Tiamat reigns from her fortress of fearsome symmetry. This five-headed masterpiece of infernal zoning offers individualized climate zones: flame retardant for red, acid resistant for black, frost shielded for white, lightning grounded for blue, and venom ventilated for green. Now, the HOA is strict, but manageable if you know your fiends. Ideal for power players with a flair for the multi-chromatic domination. Friends, what questions do you have? So I've given you both a look of the outside and the most recent inhabitants' rendering of the inside.
Of course.
Right. Yeah. I mean, I guess my question is have all five heads agreed on how they're going to negotiate? Because what I don't want to get into is a very six-sided conversation while trying to come to a price together.
That's a good point. Yes, unification is key here.
Yeah.
Now, you have to remember, this is what I am here for as your dedicated cross-planar real estate broker. I will work for you. I will go to bat for you. I will wrangle the feral freeze if that is what this takes to win this business, friends. Are you with me?
I mean, I trust you.
People?
Yeah,
great.
I do.
Any questions, or do we want to kind of take a look through the property? I really am so impressed by this outside elevation that you can see in the bottom right corner.
Yeah, tell me more. Tell me more.
Yeah.
Like, I see 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. I'm assuming that each spire, each peak of this beautiful place are for each mood that Tiamat had.
Well,
it does seem to have good acreage too. You know?
That is the infernal zonage that we're working with here. Right. Comfort is key here. And so this is a place that you could very easily, get lost in. If you needed to take a little bit of me time, kind of tuck away into your own infernal shroud. This is the type of property that would offer that level of luxury, friends.
Okay. I would. Are there any maybe? So I oftentimes have the complication of getting lost in a bad way, both with my own inner sense of direction, but also because my wife is deaf. There's many times where it's a full Marco Polo situation, and we could spend many hours trying to find each other. Are there any ways that you could maybe assure me that we might not fall down that path?
It is a little bit of out of range of the message cantrip. And if you're low on spell slots for sending, that could be a problem. I would be willing to ensure that their sending stones transfer with this property.
They come with.
I think that's how we would handle this. Yeah.
So it's got like a built-in intercom system.
Yes, exactly.
Oh, great. Okay, great. That could work. Okay.
I'm viewing this one more as like a Lairbnb better potential option just because of the zoning. You have themed spires and then you rent those out. Because I think hopping around between the different temperature zones might not be entirely healthy for me.
Yeah.
you know.
What I envision
It's
this
just not good for
as,
you, you know?
as I'm, if I may, I could see this as the future site of pocket cons. I think that this could be a veritable playground for the Pocket Pals and the Pocket Dimension community at large.
Okay.
So I want you to consider it for that. And then, yes, absolutely, to your point, renting it out on Lairbnb during the duration of the year.
Okay.
Yeah.
All right. Solid start is what I
Solid
thought.
start,
Yeah.
I have 9 more fantastic props, so I don't want us to get
Okay.
I don't want
Okay.
us to get
No.
too hooked on anything here in the beginning.
Yeah.
I think
For
that's you
sure.
very wise buyers that I have here with me today. So let's move on to our second property, the Dragon Pit.
Oh.
Next, we move to King's Landing, the land of Westeros, capital.
How
of
long
the
did it
Seven
take for us to get
Kingdoms.
there?
I mean, we're going to be playing.
It used to take months and months, and now it only takes like one episode.
Exactly.
Yeah. Okay. Great.
It's just like that.
That was a little bit.
No, we're with you, Matt.
We're with you.
Thank you. Thank you.
It's been
I
so
was
long since
trying.
I watched
Sorry.
Game of Thrones. I was watching.
Yeah,
it
it was a
like,
little
no, I
Game
wanna
of
go back and
Thrones
watch it.
humor. Whatever. Sorry.
Now, this was once the royal dragon stable of House Targaryen. The Dragon Pit sits atop a hill with sweeping views of the capital and the sea beyond. The colossal ruin features open-air design, dragon-scale acoustics, and an extensive charred history.
Yeah.
The roof is long gone,
Yeah.
but the gravitas remains. Perfect for the buyer with a taste for legacy, drama, and a little bit of urban decay. What say you? Now, I've given you some images of it in its full glory of what it once
Yes.
was.
Right.
So that way you can kind of get the mental image if we were to, this one's not turnkey. I'm going to be honest with you.
Right.
It's a bit
This is
of a
gonna take some
fixer
work.
upper. Yeah.
But I think
Yeah.
the bones are there, friends.
Literally the
You
bones
said.
are there. The only thing I worry about with this one, because you're right, you could make it whatever you wanted it. This one's
Yes.
more of a fixer-upper. You're probably better off just leveling it and building fresh, right? Which is nice because you could personalize however you want it. However, I am a little concerned by the sheer volume of tenants in a short amount of time. That usually indicates that there's an issue with the property.
Absolutely.
Yes.
Yeah.
Tell us more about that. Any deaths that have occurred on the property? Any
I'm
murders
gonna be
or
honest with
any?
you, but I got the sense that y'all were into let's say spiritual places. Those properties rife with the remnants of
No.
eras gone by.
I think that's the only thing about this, and that makes me a little itchy. Is unfortunately in your marketing material, we're seeing a scene that we all know was just chock-a-block full of stress, pomp, circumstance, horror. Let's just go for it. Is that negative energy going to? You know what I'm saying? Will it stay? Can we cleanse a little bit if we want to go in a different direction?
Are we gonna
we're gonna need, and we could probably work that into the contract with the sellers if needed. The amount of sage that would be required.
Okay.
But Disastrous Goth does bring up an excellent point, and the incest. Don't forget the incest.
Right.
The incest. Yes.
Yeah.
So
I mean,
something.
not
to
that
consider.
I'm just not
Yeah,
judging. I'm just
This
saying.
place is going to need.
We'd like to move
I
on
think
from this one?
buckets and buckets.
Yeah, maybe
Of sage.
maybe should move on. But thank you.
That's fair.
Thank you.
I
Yeah.
still have 8 other great properties to show you.
Okay.
In fact,
Great.
Wonderful.
why don't we move across the multiverse now to the edge of the moors, the windswept cliffs of the Forbidden Mountains? Here rises Maleficent's castle, a high goth fortress steeped in shadow and green fire, with spire-heavy architecture, cursed foliage, and a built-in magical surveillance system. Shout out to Diablo the Raven. This dramatic perch is ideal for the stylish villain or glamour goth. Bonus, excellent acoustics for cursing spindles or delivering monologues.
Wow.
What say you,
I'm
friends?
liking this one so far.
I really
And
am.
I gave you
Colors.
I know that the dungeon is really important to the collective, so I wanted to go ahead and give you some shots of kind of the innermost levels of the layer here.
Yes.
Which is what you're saying
Yes.
on the right side. But you guys can go like all the way up to the top of these spires, down deep below the surface of the Forbidden Mountain range.
Okay.
I think that that's really special in and of itself.
Yeah.
I do share some concerns with our pal Dave Shramick,
Yeah.
though. Not a lot of yard that I'm
Not a lot of
seeing.
yard. Yeah.
I'm not saying that it doesn't exist, But what is underneath that gorgeous green
And that's the
fire
thing.
stuff? What is
You
underneath
know,
it? Yeah.
as I've gotten to know you as buyers, I was not asked for a family-friendly abode, compound, if you will. I would
No,
maybe not
yes.
recommend this. Children who in this area tend to fall into deep, heavy slumbers for upwards of 100 years. So
Okay.
maybe not the most child-friendly passage, if I may.
How about animals? Dogs under
Oh,
the
yes,
same?
animals are.
Oh,
Yeah,
okay.
animals, familiars, very welcomed here.
Okay, great.
Like
Oh,
our
they
friend
are.
Diablo the Raven. Oh, for sure,
You know,
absolutely.
Okay.
Actually, not having crying children around is maybe a boon.
It could
that
be.
is,
It
that
could
is
be
a feature, not a
plus.
bug for many.
Okay. Okay. Yeah. I mean, the only thing that's maybe giving me pause here is the natural light situation and the lack of gardening. I could potentially do have an indoor setup.
I was thinking like a hydroponic,
Yeah.
That would be
a
hot.
greenhouse,
That would be hot.
lit situation for you is probably the route
Okay.
you'd want to go.
Yeah.
In the Forbidden Mountains. But I think you could absolutely. I mean, you're a druid, Fitz.
True.
You make your own nature wherever you go.
True.
Aw.
Truth. And
She's good.
lack of sun
She's
equals
really good.
She is really good. Lack of sun equals lack of
Yeah.
sunburn. You just got to be careful about making sure you have your vitamin D supplements and you
Correct.
get it
Yep.
from leafy greens that you grow inside too.
Yes.
This place is
yes.
very, very accessible by Avian Post. So won't have a problem with those mail order supplements and other necessities.
Great.
I'd say.
Top of the list so far for me. Matt, what do you think? You have further
Interesting.
questions?
It's pretty great. A couple of our friends have kind of hinted to what another thing on my mind
Okay.
was the relationship with Maleficent. Like, is she still in the picture? Is she cool? Have you met her? I know that she's a figure of enormous evil, and I just, gorgeous, yes, but like, do we worry about that? Is that going to be a problem?
I'm going to disagree with our friend Peter here for a minute.
Oh, sure.
Okay.
A great villain for sure. No
Yes.
argument there. In my opinion, that prize goes to Ursula, my girl, the sea witch. Okay.
Oh.
That's okay.
Oh.
That's
Okay.
okay. And Maleficent knows this about me. We've talked.
You've had
We've-
conversations.
okay.
Okay.
We've talked. She's really softened, I think,
I see.
in her more advanced years. I'd still approach with great caution,
Yeah.
sensitivity and tenderness.
Right.
Things haven't gone really well for her, I'd say, here of
Right.
late. But I would say that she is.
She's
a very
motivated to sell.
She's a motivated.
She's
seller
motivated
for
to sell.
sure.
Okay.
And we
Well,
can
yeah,
kind of use that to our
follow-up
advantage.
question to that though is that if she's motivated to sell, but is there going to be a jealousy issue with the new owners? Does she have a nice enough loft that she's going to be happy elsewhere? Like she's not going to try.
I think she is leaving this realm completely. This isn't going to be like a
damn.
nosy next door neighbor. I'm like peeking in and doing drive-bys and waving you down in the front yard to talk
Gotcha.
about the additions type
Right.
of a situation. I may have even heard I'm not positive about this, but I can double check for you and circle back.
Uh-huh.
I think I may
Yeah.
have heard the word banish being bandied about. So
Oh, great.
Oh.
Yeah.
Actually, that
Oh,
works wonderfully.
yeah.
Yeah. So this one's top
I mean,
of the
so
list.
I'm
then.
sorry for her, but yeah.
Yeah, sucks for her,
yeah,
but
it
great
works
plus,
in her
success.
favor
plus.
though. Yeah.
Yeah.
Okay, so some interest
Okay.
in the Forbidden Mountain. Okay, I didn't see it going this way. But
Actually,
again,
you know what? If she's
What?
banished as well, if she's motivated to sell, that probably means we could cut a better deal with this one than some of the others.
some of the other ones,
That's a poss-
motivated seller for sure. Really great work picking up on that, both of you. You are just my favorite clients that I've ever had. All right, 7 more great
Laying
properties
it
to look at,
on.
though. Nobody get too married to anything.
Okay.
Please,
Okay.
I must welcome you to Puff's Seaside Sanctuary in a land called Honolulu. Would anybody like to sing for me?
In a land called Honolulu.
We drift to the shores of Honolulu, a misty, mythical land from the bards Peter, Paul, and Mary.
Oh.
Puff's Seaside Sanctuary is all gentle nostalgia and cozy vibes. Ideal for dragons who enjoy beachcombing, hammocks, an occasional wistful memory of childhood. Perfect for busy buyers seeking serenity with emotional depth and ocean views.
Wow.
Now, I'm going to be honest with you. I thought about snatching this one up, but that didn't seem fair. And at the end of the day, we are on the same team here.
Right.
So I bring it for but look look at, we've got a cave, we've got a beach, we've got an ocean, we've got ships sailing by, we have a land of music. And we have
And look at that. Look at those stars. Look at that beautiful swirling night dayscape.
Yeah.
Whew. Vacation house for sure. If we can work that into budget, but
I do need to emphasize with this particular property.
Okay.
I don't know that I would call it a house.
There
was a little bit of marketing involved with the reference of this as a sanctuary. It's definitely leaning to the Lair side of dragon habitats.
Okay.
Fine. Honestly, that's fine. Had me at cozy. I'm good with a cave. But
had me with hammock.
And had me at hammock. Oh my gosh. But I like Anakin. Hate sand.
Okay.
It just gets everywhere.
This is definitely a place where you would be battling sand in all orifices at all hours of the day. So if that's a deal breaker,
probably even in the cave. Yeah.
Oh, for sure in the cave. I mean, the winds, the gusts of Honolulu are very well known across the dimensions. So we can remove this one from the short list, but I just felt remiss in not at least offering it for your consideration.
I appreciate
Yes. I would like to keep it on the list simply for the vacation concept.
Yes.
Maybe even like a fire island kind of thing.
Oh, wow. We could charge so much for everything.
Sorry, couldn't do that on the street.
I thought that I was going, to a place with my side hustle, but now you guys want a side hustle.
As long as it paid for, it all. It's, it's like you try to
is alive and well.
We're talking about expansion. Oh yeah, we're still in We're still in America. We're still capitalists in America for the next month or two.
And people love to glamp, right? So
I love to glamp.
This could be a good glamping situation.
Oh man,
you understand?
Ding ding ding.
Yeah,
some yurts on the beach of Honolulu. Come on.
Coffee for $10 a pop. I mean, we're making dough on dough.
Money making.
Where is Puff going though? Just side note. Where is Puff? Where are they headed if they're selling this beautiful place?
I don't know the answer to that one. I will have to absolutely follow up. Puff getting a little old, not hearing so well. So I there's a lot of gesticulation in our conversations. And so I'm
maybe
not
a community situation, maybe. Yeah,
it might be time to be around others who can assist and facilitate with Puff's needs.
Gotcha.
Advancing in age. And I think I heard the word band, so maybe he's going on tour for all I know. I don't really know.
Good for him. Good for him.
Wow. Stepping out.
Yeah.
All right, great.
Wow. Okay.
All right. So we haven't ruled Honolulu then off the
No.
Okay.
I think
I won't
it's an
take it off the
investment
list.
opportunity.
Okay.
It is.
So we're going to go from the beach on a little jaunt, diving further under the water, deep into Hollow Earth, far beneath the Pacific Rim.
Oh, wow.
I want you to discover a nuclear-powered lair.
Well,
once inhabited by the king of monsters himself.
okay.
This hidden palace offers geothermal luxury, echoing Titan grandeur, and a built-in power core.
Oh.
For buyers who appreciate steam, solitude, and the occasional surface-level dominance display.
Nice.
Now,
interesting.
Godzilla was pretty protective, is the word I'll use.
Yeah.
Sure.
Of this underground layer, so I was having a difficult time securing good, clear images of the interior. But I mean, judging from the stone carving and this lighting structure alone, I think this property offers a lot of promise, especially if being far, far away from others is kind of top of your priority list.
Right. Well,
probably the most remote location even more remote than the Mountain Hills, I'd say.
Yeah. I mean, that is a plus, but I'll say two things. One of which, sight unseen is always a risk. It could be big, high reward, potentially. But my one very large, probably irrational fear in life is being on the water in a boat that catches on fire. And I feel like this layer is sort of that fear because there's fire and I'm underwater in a very remote region. So, yeah, I mean, if I wanted to do some like shadow work, I feel like this is a good space. But otherwise, I'm feeling a little fearful of it. If I'm honest.
Yeah, I can go with that. My actual concern though is it's kind of a one-time move, permanent move situation because, as we all know, the Hollow Earth exists on a completely different time line as above Earth, and going down in there for an hour or so is living an entire lifetime. If we left loved ones behind on the surface, then that would just I've just seen it happen. It's problematic. You know, you would have to
It's fair.
Yeah, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
It's like
there's no weekend
that might be a
trips
deal breaker
to Auntie's house, you know.
Okay.
Yeah. I do also worry. Disastrous Goth brings up a good question as well. What's the radiation situation?
We weren't going to talk about that.
Okay.
I was not disclosed any additional information, but what I would like to say about this, and I'm glad that Big Bro and I are on the same page here about this one. Again, we're talking about cheese on cheese on cheese with selling off that extra energy and getting a kickback from the government. What more could you want, right? I think that's worth the potential risk, we'll call it. Everything's a potential risk when it comes to radiation, is it not? Walking outside, you know, putting something in the microwave.
Chernobyl.
So,
you know,
let's not get too fussed with our lair exploration.
Right. So, I mean, I guess what we're looking at here is less of a lair. Like, we've seen some vacation spots. We've seen some homestead spots. But this is more of like a business opportunity.
Or a place to retire. Like when you're done. When you're done with the world.
When you're ready to just
when you're done, you know, think of the premiums on your kaiju experience. So I do want you to, like, you know, be aware of that as well. So lots to consider with this property, but just kind of like boundless otherworldly energy about it that I just felt compelled to show you all.
Thank you for showing. Yeah, it probably a pass for me, but there are some good points.
Now I will say that the fauna down there is probably pretty cool. You got some of those blobfish, some anglerfish.
Yes.
That could be cool.
Absolutely.
But yeah, like Disastrous Goth says, I think it's a hard pass. The cancer is probably not worth it.
Friends, we're only halfway through our adventure today.
Oh, wow.
I've got
Okay.
loads more great properties to show you. Yeah. Let's then move on to our next one. So here we have Deathwing's Cataclysmic Keep. Prepare yourself.
Okay.
We descend now into the wreckage of Grim Batol in the eastern kingdoms of Azeroth. Once a dwarven fortress, now a molten nightmare reshaped by the corrupted aspect Deathwing. With obsidian balconies, lava rivers, and a light dusting of world-ending energy, this lair is perfect for buyers who value intimidation, dramatic exits, and high heat.
I feel like Evan would like this space.
I think Evan would love this place. Yeah. I really do.
Now, we are going to have to build up some fire resistance in order to potentially inhabit this property, and that is something that I would like to flag here at the onset of our discussion about it.
Right. Okay. What's the situation? Are they prepared? Like, is the planet or this area, this kingdom, are they prepared for building infrastructure in these conditions?
That's always been a problem with the lava rivers that do flow immediately. Okay. Now, I do want to draw your attention to this lovely mountain range that we can kind of see here. So as long as you're not a stranger to some higher altitude, so there might be some altitude training involved in your early days here. Yeah. But I think your best bet for infrastructure of these lands is definitely going to be so, you know, strap on your billy goat shoes and let's make some keeps. Yeah.
All right. Yeah. Well, because Seth is getting at what I'm putting down here, picking up what I'm putting down, which is I think this might be a good opportunity. If Evan passes, this could be a good opportunity to create a theme park, which is basically like a Mustafar Star Wars theme park. You know, we could build Darth Vader's keep. and almost like the Galaxy's Edge Hotel. We could make like Darth Vader's keep.
Except for ours will be good and won't close after like 2 years.
Yeah, that's exactly right. Yeah, so I feel like that could be, as long as we could get some sort of centralized air, like Dave said, there's probably none. If we could figure out how to make that work.
Have either of you ever stayed at a place that features a hot spring?
Oh, yes.
Oh, I have not.
Have you taken the hot springs?
Yes.
I am with you, big bro. I feel like this could be a pretty special place. I mean, I love a good hot spring. I won't lie.
And I say as somebody who hates being hot and tends to shy away from traveling to places that do not have central air, a hot spring is good for the skin, good for the soul.
Yeah.
And boy, you would be raking it in.
Yeah.
What is that? What is the homestead in Virginia? Is the one that I used to go to with a family every Thanksgiving, and that they were raking it. That was a highfalutin joint. It could be good.
Okay. Yeah. Seth is right. We could have a Annie Obi stunt show. We could sell tickets.
You guys really, you're seeing the vision here. I applaud it.
And then we have the hot springs for people to relax.
Yep.
This is top of the list, I think.
Interesting. A plot twist I didn't see coming, but I am so glad that at the last minute I decided to add this to your portfolio.
Yeah. Well, especially since it's built over top of dwarven society. I'm assuming hopefully the dwarves are still around. We could potentially, they're great craftsmen.
Yep.
So unfortunately I don't know a lot of World of Warcraft lore, so I hope the dwarves are around, but if they are, competition is really heating up.
I'll do my best. Yeah, I
think we've got a theme park potential here.
I love the direction.
With like a spa area, just an overpriced spa.
Yes.
I'm loving it.
Okay. Great. Well, then we will add this to the very, very, very short list. Are we ready to float
Let's
away
do
to
it.
our next location?
Yeah.
Okay. And kind of sticking with a theme here, ascend now to the floating isles high above the mortal realm, where Bahamut, the platinum dragon of divine judgment, makes his radiant home. Bathed in celestial light and impossible to access without trials of worth, this lair is ideal for buyers with wings, strong moral compasses, or long-standing destinies. It is not open to the morally ambiguous.
Oh.
Yep. Yeah, this one, I mean, here's the thing. Again, if we were considering for the pocket dimension a keep to keep people out and wanted to be in a place where trials of worth must be completed en route. It
looks stunning. I'll just say this. It looks absolutely stunning.
Okay,
and my first reaction is, yes, exactly, Seth. Floating isles. It's so sexy. Such a great concept. I will say that the moral issue, the trials, it's just a sticky situation. It's a slippery slope.
It is.
Really. It's bringing politics into something that should be I mean, we're just open-minded people. You know what I'm saying? It's like we're trying I like to try to keep politics out of.
But here's DT's picking up what I was putting down. We don't need to hang those no solicitation, notices at our door any longer.
I'm getting big lawful good vibes from this place, and I'm just like, don't vibe with that.
Okay.
Yeah.
It's
okay.
We need a little bit more pizzazz.
Okay, that's fair.
I do like the floating,
a little more neutrality.
Seth is right.
Really.
Yeah, I like to be a little bit more neutral. I do like Seth's, calling out that it's a floating isle. That's pretty cool. But the moral high ground feels icky.
But
would you check? Yes, I was going to say. Yeah. Would you mind checking with the owner to find out?
Okay.
Yeah, I would be happy to. Because
that's definitely a deal breaker.
Yeah.
Yep. Okay. I could do a little bit more research. I'm so sorry that I'm not well versed in the lore of the floating isles myself.
That's okay.
But I would be more than happy to research that. And again, we'll put it in the parking lot. I also want to highlight Big Bro's comment. All I see is that we are all ready to go into business. I think we do have the potential.
I like DT's newest comment here. It's a fixer downer.
Fixer downer. Chip and Joanna could never.
Chip and Joanna could never.
Then let's journey on, friends.
Yeah.
Okay.
To a new location.
You've been
Welcome
killing
to
it, don't you?
Yeah. These are great.
Nivmizit's Is It League Tower. By the way, for those of you new here, we did a little tournament of dragons back in January, February, and got pretty raked across the coals for all the dragons we left out. So I tried to do a better cross section.
I see.
You
Lair
went large. You went large.
Yeah. So a shout out to our good friend Austin P. Jukebox, who was devastated, I believe, if I remember correctly, that Nivmizit was not included in the original. I think Rice may have also been a little bit sad about that too. I could be making that up.
Okay.
So anyways, just trying to get a better cross section for everybody. So
well, now either of them might bid us out for this space.
I mean, they might.
That's true. Tell us
more.
more. What's
Because
the story?
It's looking.
It looks
audacious.
Opulent.
Yeah.
From the chaos of destruction to the brilliance of invention, we arrive in the city plain of Ravnica. Home to the Izzet League, Nivmizit's tower rises above the skyline, crackling with magical energy and volatile experiments. Designed for the genius who needs space to innovate, explode things, and gaze out dramatically from their arcane balcony. Spell insurance is recommended for this property.
Yeah.
This is a stunner.
Really.
This is Matthew Bivens' personal.
I think it pretty much. This is my new top list.
Yeah.
I mean, it looks gorgeous. It's got the right vibe.
The sweeping views, the city skyline.
I just bought some extra magic insurance. I just literally last week upped it, and so I'm already prepared for that kind of stuff. So I love a city, and I love a city that is like that takes into consideration beauty. There are some cities that do and some that don't, and this one looks just beautiful.
Yeah.
I could do a lot of things here.
Yeah. This feels like definitely your vibe, Matt. I mean, I'm seeing the Illuminati symbols in the background of this larger one. The exterior shots just have that je ne sais quoi, that audacity that I think is really screams Bartificer.
Yes.
It really does. I'm feeling that too. I'm picking it up.
Yes. It was given some major arcane vibes. Dave says, I like a good tower. An urban setting has all kinds of conveniences. Say what you will about Maleficent's castle, but it's probably pretty hard to DoorDash.
That is true. You know, if you can't get your 2 a.m. bubble tea, what are you even doing? Get out of there.
Yes.
Our very favorite goth says, but does it come with political intrigue to dabble in your free time?
So that would be created, right? But I do like that it doesn't come. To be honest, Lauren, I feel like it doesn't come with that. So I would make my own. So it would be it's up to the new tenant to start to define that political intrigue.
Yep.
Maybe. Now, or not. Or yeah.
Matt, you recently went to MagicCon. I believe.
Did. I had a great time.
Did that did any lore drops you'd like to give from that experience to align with this property?
I will be perfectly honest. I went to MagicCon. I had an incredible time. I was very, very sick, but I still had an amazing time. I could not tell you one thing about Magic the Gathering. I could not understand. I was watching one of the most beautiful women I've ever seen explain this game, and I could not understand it. So but that's not a problem. What I do know is that
a challenge
it's not a problem
for you. Yeah,
that's great. It is a challenge that I'm willing to take on for sure. Yes. Also, there is that very full and very robust cross connection to Dungeons and Dragons. I mean, it's all there too. It's more scholar based, but I think if I use that as a jumping point, and maybe Becca Scott will become my friend and she'll help me understand.
Yeah.
We need more hot friends.
We
We
do.
really do.
I mean, we have a
We have a
lot
lot of hot
already.
friends, though.
But
We have a lot of hot friends.
we could always get more. You know,
Always room for
another
more.
benefit of this one, though,
Thank you.
Maddie, for you in particular, is the opportunity for learning more lore.
Oh,
Yes.
yeah.
Daniel
Just
Grace
give
is
me a
ready
tower and a
to teach us.
sexy. Yeah. Okay.
Just- yeah, we don't know any, and
Yeah.
we are hungry to learn. It's the
Zero. I
general
really
vibe
am.
of this.
Jokes aside, I really did leave MagicCon and I went with some cousins of, and I was like, I've got to get, and particularly the cute deck, the with all the beautiful little
So Seth says
rabbits
he's bringing-
and. Okay, Seth, great.
Seth says
Thank
he's
you.
gonna.
Dude.
Let's do it. Yeah.
And then here, Daniel's giving us a little lore drop for
Oh,
free
there we
here.
go. Okay.
Okay.
Is heavy spellcasters. Golgari is death and decay gothy. Gruul is orgiastic partying. Sign me up. Azorius are the cops. That's basically all you need to know. Great. What a good primer.
I'm great. I'm great with every single one of those things.
Yeah,
Every
sign me
single
up.
one. Uh-huh.
All right, but hopefully Daniel will answer Lauren's question here. What city are transit
Yeah.
like? What's getting from point A to point B in a neighborhood like this?
What's
stretching?
stretching?
It's like here. All right. Great. Some really wonderful, thought-provoking. I'm so happy that you're pleased with this property, though, Matt. It was really a gem that I had packed. Just
Slam
for you.
dunk.
Great.
Slam freaking
Slam
dunk.
dunk.
I'm there. Yeah.
Okay.
Whatever. Yeah. I'm ready to go on that one.
Okay. Now for this next one, I need you to let's all take a deep breath and willingly suspend some disbelief here, because this next property truly is all about what you would like to make it and not it as it is. Okay.
Okay.
Are we ready to journey on,
Intriguing.
friends?
Intriguing.
I am intrigued.
Falcor
Jesus
Skybound of Fantasia. Now we glide over the ever-shifting dreamscape of Fantasia, where luck dragons like Falcor fly freely. While Falcor himself is a nomadic being, his routes offer breathtaking views, ever-changing terrain, and emotional resonance. There may be no fixed address, but this layer promises freedom, wonder, and the softest scales in the sky. I wanted to present you with something not as it was, but as it could be.
Yeah.
Willingly opening our mind's eye to whatever it is that we want to create. And I think we could find that in Falcor's Sky Route.
Okay.
Not tethered to any one plane nor thing, but whatever our imagination cares to unlock.
I like this one for Drew
Okay.
because she is a nomad at heart, I think.
Mm-hmm.
And she deserves coziness and love, which I think there's a lot of that probably on Falcor's route.
Yeah.
So I mean, I don't know about you guys, but I see this potentially as a good option for her.
Yeah. Rabbit, you did not have to come for us this hard. It is too soon. That is very mean. Meanwhile, what did Dave have to say? The property will frequently disappear into nothing while the child reads a book. Doesn't realize they have to do. That's also true. Let's go back to Seth's comment here, though. This is what I was trying to bring up. Falcor equal RV.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah. For those with, those really into like the van side of TikTok and the buses.
Van
like,
life.
This
Hashtag
Sky
van
Route.
life.
I mean,
Hashtag van
straight
life.
up.
Hashtag Falcor life.
Straight up, Drew has one of those campers. Homegirl's hitting the
Tricked
road
out
soon,
mini
so
camper
like
van. Yes.
this is fantasy
Yes.
camper life, van life.
Yes, that's what Falcor's Sky Route says to me, and I think it's lovely that Falcor is willing to relinquish
Yeah.
this beautiful Sky Route.
I think I'm too much of a homebody for something like this. You know, I like to nest. I really like to nest.
Kind of done all the touring I need
Yeah.
in my lifetime.
Okay.
Yeah.
And the other thing is, I have recently discovered that futzing is a true ADHD trait of mine that is emotionally disastrous, and I wouldn't want to then have to futz a creation for myself everywhere I went.
Right.
That would be I would get a little bit too obsessed with.
Okay.
I knew this one
Just
was
for
going to
me,
be a
just for
long
me.
shot, but I couldn't.
Yeah, it's okay.
There was something so special about it that I couldn't not include it.
I mean, Lindsay would just. I mean, that the fact that Falcor is a
Shih Tzu.
dragon Shih Tzu. I mean, that's kind of all.
My aunt and uncle had a dog named Mrs. Wiggles who looked exactly like Falcor in the face and was even a soft white fur. And I was like, first of all, why is her name Wiggles when it should be Falcor? But I love that dog so much.
Thanks, uncle and aunt. But thank you.
We will forward this one on.
Okay.
I think this is for others, but not for us.
Okay.
Right.
I accept that. Thank you for at least hearing me out and the maturity
of course
this great discussion.
Yeah.
All right,
yeah,
friends. There's one that many of you may have noticed is missing up till now. I consider this one the crown jewel of this tour, so I've saved the best for last.
Great.
This is the quintessential when we think of dragon layers. This is what we think of. Would anybody like to register any guesses as I move on?
I'm guessing
it's got to be Smog.
Yeah, did Smog put his lair up for sale?
Friends, he very much did.
Oh my God! Wow!
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 There it is.
I was told at one point that this was never going to happen.
I know.
Here we are. I don't know if you guys know this, but with my sky high charisma, I have rolled some heavy persuasion checks on
you. Yeah, you must have.
Really, I had to go hard to get this one into my portfolio, but I have secured the exclusive listing of the Great Hall.
That's extremely impressive.
Biggest first question is, does it have a built-in smart home system? I will not name any female names that will create devices to start screaming at us, but does it have a intercom smart system that the voice is Benedict Cumberbatch?
It did specify in the listing agreement that alarms not included. They do not transfer, I'm sorry to say. So that is something that would need to be either I would be happy to go to bat for you and see if that's a point that we could negotiate.
Right. So we'd have to pay Benedict for the VO again if we wanted to reinstall. I see.
Okay. Let me tell you a little bit about this property. I know
yes,
that
please.
you're already very familiar.
Yes.
But it's okay. It's okay. Yeah. Friends, we descend into Middle Earth to the dwarf-carved halls beneath the lonely mountain. Smaug's Lair is the gold standard of dragon real estate. Vaults overflowing with treasure, meticulously crafted dwarven architecture, and ceilings high enough to accommodate even the most dramatic of entrances. But it's not just about the hoard. It's the vibe. It's the echo of history, the rich scent of ancient fire, the thrill of knowing your wealth is visible from orbit. This is the prestige listing, a flex, a statement, a lifestyle. So, if you're ready to wake up every day on a literal bed of gold and monologue to intruders about your greatness, this is the one.
Wow.
Yeah. I've always wanted to Donald Duck it, or Scrooge McDucket into a giant pile of gold, but I feel like this place might put a target on your back.
It's fair.
It could, yeah. But here's the thing. While I do not personally, I have never, I love dwarven architecture. Yeah. I love it. Yeah. It is functional. Yeah. It is beautiful, and it is very, very safe and protective. So I'm assuming that's why Smaug chose this place in the first. Yeah.
And I feel like post Smaug, it's dwarven architecture, but wabi-sabi dwarven architecture.
Wabi-sabi.
Wow.
Yeah.
You know? It's got that lived-in feel.
It really does. It really does.
Opulence and prestige right here within your grasp, friends.
I mean, the benefit of this one, so, you know what? I want to look at this one maybe as like a flip. Okay. Because we get in there, we get the gold, we do a little bit of a millennial grays situation, or we just, you know what? No. That's silly. We let the dwarven architecture speak for itself. We don't even have to do much.
Let it shine.
Yeah, we get like the got junk trucks to remove the hoard. Then we take the hoard. Obviously, we give some away to charity. I feel like we got to set up a foundation for the dwarves who were
displaced.
Told to displaced.
Yep.
And then we use the rest of the hoard to buy some of the other investment properties from earlier in the presentation.
Dude.
Right?
Mic drop.
Dude.
Brains.
Yeah.
Vince. home freaking run.
Thank you. All
right.
Done.
Matt.
Yes, the Kintsugi look. Oh my god, that would be amazing. That would be beautiful. And so it, just really get into the. I always think of dwarves as being particularly Midwestern, United States. Get the job done. But
two tree mountain ranges over there.
Two tree mountain. Hey, couple two tree thousand pieces of gold. Years. But add a little bit of a Japanese vibe of honoring the past, honoring the damage, filling.
You've got to be able to make it your own. Yeah.
That would be sexy. Wow. Sexy.
In fact, we could potentially not only start a foundation for the displaced dwarves, but give this place a facelift, give it that kintsugi, wabi-sabi, dwarven look, and then maybe what we really spend the money on for this property is to divvy it up into like apartment dwellings, make like an underground community situation. Keep that. We make that the sort of affordable housing.
Yes.
Right.
Oh.
And then, but we use the rest of the money for some of these other properties where we charge people out the ass.
Yeah. The bad
for
wow.
The bad ones.
Yeah. I love that idea.
Well,
I can't believe this is available, but I mean, it really only makes sense to kind of put our cards on this one, and then that would allow us to look into the other ones.
Yeah.
Well, we've seen the legendary, the lavish, and the hilarious.
Yes.
From the celestial peaks of Bahamut to the scorched ruins of the Dragon Pit, each space offers you something extraordinary, whether it's arcane upgrades, cozy vibes, lava floor drama, or hordes worthy of song. The question now is, where will you build your forever horde? We accept offers in platinum, planar favors, or one very shiny soul. Portal opens at dawn.
Great.
Oh,
thank you for coming to
soul.
today's presentation. And while we're here, let's let our other friends know about the Pocket Dimension Property Group and all of its offerings, because you two are not the only worthy. You've now seen all of the properties that we intend to turn down. So maybe if you're interested, contact me today for the multiversal listings, the cursed disclosures, and the ethically sourced
inspired.
Yes.
Yeah.
Why not?
Love it.
Okay, so we friends are going to put in an offer. First, it sounds like we want to acquire Smogs Lair first.
Yeah.
And then consider some offers for Niv Mizzet. And
I mean, I don't want to let that one go. So
yeah.
Okay.
So I think it's Smaug first. Then we get Maddie his Niv Mizzet one, and then potentially the Forbidden Mountain.
Okay.
That's a perfect combo.
Yeah.
Oh, but then also, what about? We also so then will we put Deathwing's Cataclysmic Keep over there in Grimbatal?
True.
We gotta consider that. Maybe that'll be fourth.
God. We had the yurt. We had the Fire Island.
Yeah, we have quite the growth. I'm sorry, there aren't any more. Well, you guys can have Dragon Pit. If you are interested in Dragon Pit, please contact me today.
Okay.
Because I gotta make my Mustafarian amusement part / hot spring, but I do love the Fire Island yurt zone as well. I mean,
it could kill. They could make a freaking couple of two tree documentaries about it.
Well, wait, Fire Island, not Fire Festival. Let's be clear about the vibes here. I'm talking about...
I think there have been documents. I think there've been everything that's fire has been a documentary at some point.
It depends on if you spell it with an I or a Y.
Yeah.
That's the daddy.
Good stuff.
Interesting. Well, it's the link to our Discord, free, open to all. We love getting nerdy about dumb shit like this with all of you.
We sure do.
So
this was amazing.
So weird.
Come on. Okay, so but strange. I want to know now that you've brought it up. what kind of interpretive dance would somehow summon you? What kind of
Matt, that's not how you get AK to text you when you want her?
No.
What?
I always go through mycelium network.
Oh, that's fair. That's fair. I feel like
This is
Evan's a little
easier.
bit more available on the mycelium network, but for AK, I
Yeah.
tend to just toss out an interpretive dance, and if she's available, she gives me a ring.
I mean, we are older, so that makes sense.
Yeah,
You know,
it's
we
a
don't.
very- It's a
But
very
you
Gen
know.
X approach.
It's a very Gen X approach.
I do like
The
different
mycelium
ways.
network is for Gen Xers. It's because you still have the microwaves in your homes.
Yeah, I mean, you do not know a party like a mycelium network party line. I mean, those were the days, man. 1-900 mushroom, so good.
Miss, wait,
So
Please do
Miss,
not dial
fun.
1-900 mushroom now because there is no telling.
what would be the fungal Miss Cleo?
I know. Well,
Was
Miss
he a
Cordy.
football player? Miss Cordyceps.
oh my god. Oh man.
Oh man, that was so much fun. Yeah, we want to
that
hear.
was
So
beautiful.
I'm very interested as you're watching this. Our shout out to our chat that has been the mushroom. Ha ha ha, rabbit. There it is. That's what the party line is called, the mushroom.
That is.
There it
the
is.
mushroom.
Please in the comments drop any of the properties that you're interested in or any questions you have, and I will get back to
Yes.
you. If there are any
Please.
properties on your mind that you would like for me to try and secure a viewing of, if you have a property to list, I'd love to hear from you. Really, just all things Dragon Lair properties. We want to hear from you. We
Yes.
want to get nerdy with you in our Discord about it.
Really do. This was so fun. This is the fun. I've had so much fun in Dragon Week, and this is
Yeah.
like a perfect way to end on the whole Dragon Week. There really has been some amazing
Yes.
stuff from amazing people this week.
We just like to be
I
left
just-
field, you know?
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes, Glenn Fenney. Yes, you have a few more hours to throw in a dragon. Get on it, homie.
The
And
Psilocybin
Yes,
Psychic
the
Friends Network.
Incredible.
oh my god.
Instead of
So
thank you for being on my
Perfection.
podcast, it's thank you for coming to my Lairbnb.
You are, in fact, responsible for
Lair.
cleaning up after yourself. Please make sure to put all
Yeah,
the
sure.
bed linens in the
In the
and the
hamper.
towels in the lava river.
We will drop the link to today's playlist for Dragon Week into the
Yes.
description of this here video shortly. So that
Yes.
way, and just to hit play and watch what all of the amazing creators
It's
across
so
the
fun.
YouTube are doing
Our-
together.
Our new friend Megaphone Man just threw out a 3-hour
Hour.
dragon interview video. I
Wow.
of course have not seen the whole thing, but immediately, like right out of the gate, it's so cool and interesting.
Yeah.
Super Geek Mike is the first person. Anyway, it's all been fun. Like I said, I can't get that song out of my head. Thanks for
Yeah. Have you watched
Yeah.
the Corkboards and Curiosities offering yet, Matt?
not yet. Not yet. Yeah.
Oh, it is lovely. I mean, everything she does is lovely. Steph plays
Yes.
games, and I realized are maybe the same person as we
Oh.
talk about, befriending the dragons and being a magical girl.
Love it.
So
That's
so
right.
much-
Yes, Stephanie's is about what if
Don't kill the
are okay?
dragons.
Yeah.
Let's be
Love
friends
that.
with them instead.
Just communicate.
Yeah, so much good dragon core, dragon lore.
Dragon core, dragon.
All right, well,
wars.
we missed you today, Evan.
yes,
we're
we
trying.
missed Eva, but Evan is headed to visit my mom.
Who's also
just
Evan.
to
Who is
hang,
also
just-
his mom,
Yeah, to
Yes,
be
to be
clear.
clear.
I mean
There's your mom joke we never thought about
most of
making.
the time. We've made it all our entire lives. That's why. That's why. But yeah, he's going to visit, and I'm sure that they will do something dragon based in some way. I'm sure that they will.
Absolutely. All right, friends. We'll see y'all next
You're
year.
the best.
Next week. Next
See you
week.
next
We're not
week.
waiting.
Next
We'll
millennium.
see you next year for Monster
Nah.
Week. We'll see you next week for the Pocket Dimension Live and all
Yes.
things in between. Hooray!
Yay!
Yeah.
Thank you, AK.